Hey there, everybody. This is Sandy the Sandman Robinson, and I am here with an announcement. Well, actually, a bunch of announcements. We're here, but you know what? I can't make these announcements alone. I'm here with my good friend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about recording here, guys, is that I had it all set up on YouTube, and then I just heard myself, yay! You guys probably all heard that too, but you know what? Like I already said, I'm having just an awesome couple of weeks here with doing crap, but I can't do this all by myself. I'm here with my big, good buddy, Jeff Big Papa Varju. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. It's Monday here in Pennsylvania. It's 5:00 in the afternoon. What better way to celebrate it than by sitting online with good people and talking about some awesome things going on in the world of the internet.
Absolutely. And I'm so happy that we are doing this today. It's going to be an amazing time because it's time to start announcing some stuff. But we have something to discuss ahead of time, boys and girls. So we actually had 3 matches that were ready to go and being taped and being sent out to you guys. So we'd be preparing for our singles and teams tournament. So you guys have already seen that we've already posted the Smarty McFlies versus the Revenant match. However, there was
Revenant.
Kind of the Revenant.
Kind of the Revenant.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But you guys already saw that. But we did have 2 other matches. We had a singles match with Michael Campbell and Lucas Schilbach to determine who would be the last person into the tournament. But we'll get more into the tournament when we were supposed to do that. However, Skype was down and we couldn't use it. So we went to Hangouts like we're doing right now. And there's that little start broadcast button on the bottom of it. And instead of me pressing it, I just sort of went into the match. And we got all the way through the match, which was great. It was a fantastic match. So I went to stop the broadcast after we were done. And it actually came up with the start broadcast because I actually hadn't hit the button. So for all of you people out there, this is the scorecard for that match. You can pause and you can see that Michael Campbell was able to pull off the victory and beat Lucas Schilbach. And with doing that, Michael actually moved into the number 1 contender spot, the number 1 position in the bracket. And I moved down to number 2. And Lucas, because he'd scored the most points out of the 3 singles matches for the people who finished in second place those matches, and he earned his spot being the competitor that scored the most points to get into that spot. So that is why we wanted to talk to you about that particular match. Jeff, did you want to tell him about the other match?
So the other match that we have to discuss right now is actually the final teams match that we were supposed to be releasing between Wild Stallions of Brian Michaels and Joseph Olivas and Team Wisco of Zach Ford and Robert Parker. So this match actually recorded. It recorded no problems. The problem with it was the audio. Something happened in the exporting process that the audio just came out like complete garbage and just did not sound good. And it was just a matter of quality. We don't feel comfortable putting out stuff that isn't up to par. We don't want to release something and have everybody complain that this is bad. This isn't a representation of the channel. And it all comes down to you guys. Like, we want to continue showing you guys content that works and stuff that is just quality entertainment. And if it comes down to that, we don't feel comfortable with that. But we still have the scorecard for that one. So Sandy's going to show you guys a scorecard of what happened between the Wild Stallions and Wisco match, which I am told is quite an entertaining match.
So, yeah, so we are extraordinarily disappointed that this happened to this match because it was amazing. These 2 teams put on a performance for the ages. I don't expect anything less from the Wild Stallions. These guys seem to do this every single time they play together. They're an amazing team. But Team Wisco, Robert Parker and Zach Ford, man, did they ever come to play? They ripped up round number 1 or round number 2 and number 3 to put them, within contention going into the next thing. But it came right down to just by 1 point. And as you can see on the cards here, Team Wild Stallions 33 points to 32 points. It was an absolute barn burner. Everybody played fantastic, and I hate that we haven't been able to get that to you, but you know what? Technology sometimes is technology, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So we apologize to Brian and Joseph, Zach, Robert, and Lucas, and to Michael as well. You know, as I understand these things happen, we did not want to just release something that was garbage to you all, and our own human errors as people, you know, just not hitting start on the fun little computer button, you know, but it happens. But you know what? We're going to make sure we don't make these mistakes going forward, because these tournaments are going to be crazy.
Well, that's a great segue, Jeff, because you know what? That's what we're going to talk about right now. We are going to talk first about the singles. We're going to go through the rankings of the singles competitors, and then we're going to get into their brackets. But before we get into that, I'm here to announce that Full Metal Trivia is putting on a bracket competition. Once we give you these brackets, and I will show you the brackets so you can pause and collect the data and put it into your own brackets.
And what we will do as well, then, before you continue on, Sandy, tomorrow we will post an actual graphic of the singles and the teams bracket breakdown then, so that way you all can follow down and write down your predictions then.
Well, you know what? That's perfect. So that means I don't have to let anybody look at my crappy handwriting. So we'll just wait for that. And then you guys will be able to fill out your brackets. Here's the kick. The person or persons who score a perfect bracket in each of the singles and teams division will earn a number one contender opportunity for the championship for both. So if you win a perfect bracket, you can't have anything wrong on it. If you are the winner of the singles bracket, you will get an opportunity to face somebody for a number one contender shot at the title for the singles championship. Same thing goes with the team division. If you are one half of a team and you get the perfect bracket, you and your teammate will then be facing off for a number one contender shot. I think that's pretty dope.
That is pretty amazing of a prize. I mean, even if you don't know statistics, it's just picking between two people or two teams. Right. I was like, whoever wears the nicest shirt or whoever looks nicest on the eyes. Looking at you all. No, you don't want to pick my ugly ass face.
No. So we just wanted to do something a little fun to get everybody else involved. We've had a whole bunch of new people come into the leagues, and we're so happy for that. And, you know, we love all of the new guys. We love all of our veterans, but we wanted to do something that would be a little bit interesting. Now, here's the catch. Nobody playing in the tournaments can actually give out a bracket. So if you're already playing in a tournament, you can't give us a bracket. Yeah. You're already in there. It's the way it's going to be. This is only for people that are not playing and going to get a shot later on. So with that being said, Jeff, do you want to talk about the singles, the rankings, and then the bracket?
Let's do this up. This is going to be quite an interesting singles tournament. So we have 8 players going into this tournament. Whoever will come out as the winner will go on to face Joseph Olivas then for a chance at the title belt. So we're going to break down the left side of the bracket. In the first match, we have the number 1 ranked Michael Campbell going up against the number 8 ranked Lucas Schildbach. I think this is going to be quite an interesting match, because this is going to be a rematch now, essentially, of the match that didn't magically get recorded. So I think this is going to be finally something we're going to see that's going to be interesting.
Well, and yeah, you bring that up, and you know, even though it didn't get recorded, we have all the stats from their match, right? I mean, Michael won 17-15. Now, Michael only, he only had to answer 2 of his round 3 questions to solidify the victory, but Lucas went 5 for 5 in round 3. He's not here just to collect statistics. He's here to to win. He wants to move forward. He's competitive like that. He doesn't like to lose. But Michael Campbell is one half of the X-Team champions, and if anybody has ever thought that Michael Campbell might be the weak link in that in that team, obviously hasn't been watching his matches, because Michael Campbell is a beast. He's an absolute animal, and when he puts his mind on something, the guy's just got a stupid wealth of knowledge in his head. But it's a toss-up for me. This one is a toss-up for, if Lucas gets a category in round 2, that match maybe turns out a little differently. So I don't know. It's your guys' call, but what do you think, Jeff? Who do you think's got this one?
I think this is going to be a really interesting match. I think this is going to be like the one match of the tournament that's going to be really a game time decision. I think we've seen both competitors really shine in a lot of ways, seeing how we've seen them all in the team setting. We've seen Michael with big picture, and a lot of people have kind of criticized him as being the weaker link compared to Paul Oyama. But no, if anything has proven this season that he is the furthest thing from weak link. Absolutely. He has proven to be a solid competitor. But Lucas Schildbach too, though. I mean, he's had a little bit of a rocky play history every now and then, but going off of this last match, 15 points is nothing to shy away from. I mean, that's just amazing right there. But if I had to pick in this one, man, this is going to be a tough one. I think Michael Campbell can walk away with it, but I think Lucas is going to give him a real shot for his money right there. So I think it really comes down to the questions, and that's just it for at the end of the day. Also, too, I know we got a lot of people watching in the chat right now. Comment, guys, what you guys are thinking with these matches, too. I'll say, let's get some feedback going. We'll check the chat every now and then and see what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely. And that's the fun part about it, is that we can sit here and make these predictions. But we want to hear what you guys think too. We also, comment on the match. But as for the first match we're talking about, I have Michael edging Lucas very, very slightly in this match. But like I said, I redubbed Lucas the Brain for a reason. This dude is crazy smart, and if he lands on stuff that he's good at, this could turn the entire match or the entire tournament on its ears.
If this was an Abbott and Costello match, he would easily win. I challenge anybody to take on Lucas Schildbach and Abbott and Costello.
No doubt, eh? All right.
Let's keep going on. So we got a lot more matches to talk about. So
absolutely.
Completing off that left half of the bracket, this is going to be the match of the singles right here. This one, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts, as Samuel L. Jackson would say. Number 3 ranked Henry Sanchez is going to be going up against number 6 ranked Alex Worden. Sandy? Oh my God.
Let's just talk about this on the surface.
Yes.
Alex is returning after an absence. Henry returned after an absence and put together a monster streak of winning to get him into this position. Alex had already had a record and was able to win his play-in match, which of course was against you. And he was able to get into the tournament that way with the number 6 seed. But let's not discount what Henry's been able to do this season as well. He was on the brink of being 2 or 1 and 3 at one point, and against Caleb Coho, and Caleb had him beat. Henry scored 1 point in round number 1, but was able to come back all the way back with a great round 2 and a fantastic round 3 to win that match out of nowhere, to get him into that 2-2 space. And then he was able to jump into, and get that last win, which was able to put him at the 3-2. I think on paper, this is literally a toss-up. I don't have a winner at all in this one. I can't pick one way or the other, because it is just it's too close to call in this one. But I think it's going to be an entertaining match. And I think we're going to see a lot of points put up on the board. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm going to pull the daddy card again, like I do with a lot of these matches. I want everybody to win in this match, because we've seen them both really show that they are. These are the comeback stories of the season, I think, right now. I mean, Henry coming back from a 1-point round 1 to win the match. I mean, you can't write a more 90s script than that. I mean, that is just like the most ideal way to come back and win a match. But Alex Worden, I mean, I played the guy. This is somebody who I've been wanting to play in singles for a long time. I played him in Classic many moons ago, back in the days of yesteryear when I used to be somebody. But, Alex is no joke. I mean, we've seen so many great days from him. We've seen so many amazing pulls from him, whether it be singles or whether it be teams, that this honestly could go down to that much of a coin flip. It really is going to come down to possibly a 2-point spread. I'm calling it right now. I was saying, and as you guys are watching right now too, this is our brackets that we're essentially filling out right now. We are not going to win. I'm essentially vetoing my way. If I would win, I won't. I think this honestly is going to go down to a coin flip. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-point spread, no more than that. It's going to be dangerously close, and it could go to either Henry or Alex. So
you're absolutely right, and I mean, like that's pretty much what the chat is saying, that it's really too close to call. And I will echo the sentiments of a couple of people here. Henry's comeback this season has been one of the most amazing that I've ever seen.
100%.
And not only that, but his comeback in matches has been
100%.
That one match, literally the greatest comeback I've ever seen in a match history, and I'll never change that unless I do it, and then I will. But you know what?
You can come back from a 0-point round one, right. People. There is room. Just
to beat Henry, I'm going to go 0 for 8 in round number 1 and win. So no, it was an amazing comeback, and it was of course it was helped by Caleb Coho not knowing anything about Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, but. That's why the movie lists are there, people. You got some time to watch them. Better start watching them. So, well, let's move on to the other side of the bracket.
We're going to move opposite of what Beyonce told us. We're going to go right over to the right instead of to the left. So to the right, we have number 2 ranked. Y'all know him. Y'all know of him. Sandy Robinson going up against number 7 ranked Ryan Permison. This is going to be a fun match. I think this is going to be definitely a match of personality. I think this is going to be a very flavorful match in terms of commentary.
You know what? I agree. Both me and Ryan are we're pretty laid back. We don't get super intense when it comes to the matches. We're both very competitive, so we both want to win. But this is I'm ranked up here because I've already beaten Ryan before, so I'm really hoping that I put in a good performance. I'm hoping Ryan puts in a good performance because I do like being pushed. But I see me getting a slight edge on this one.
Okay, I like the confidence from you. I say you've played him before. We've seen Ryan do really well in these games as well. He's been having, I think, like kind of in the same way with like Lucas. He's been having like some ups and some downs, some hills and valleys. But if there was an award for the hungriest player, Ryan would get it easily. He is so hungry to get into a contenders match or the belt itself. I love his determination. I love seeing what he can produce in that regard. But I think Sandy's just more seasoned. I think you are a little more seasoned when it comes to playing the game, but Ryan is still no stranger to it. I think he's going to give you a good match. I think the days of him not doing great are behind him. I think it's going to be nothing but the sun for him going forward right now. So I think Sandy, you got the edge in this one, just by a little bit.
Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate that. But it's going to be a good match. And I think it can go either way. I always say this, and I should have said this at the beginning before we start this, on any given day, on any given set of questions, anybody can win this game. It all depends on if you've seen the movies or not. If you've seen the movies, you're going to do good. If you haven't seen them, you're not going to get the answers right. So, but with that being said, we got the last match of the tournament.
Woof. I mean, I think it's these bottom half bracket matches are like oh my God, these are crazy. This final match for the singles tournament, we have number 4 ranked Jake Marangoni going up against number 5th ranked, number 5th. Wow. Look at me, English well. Number 5 ranked Jeremy Paul Adams, your teammate. Sandy, I don't know. I don't know about this one.
Listen, I know that we'd said earlier that the possible best match of the first round of the tournament could be Alex Henry. They got to pull out something amazing to do what Jeremy and Jake are going to do. They have already faced each other a couple of times and put on absolute amazing matches. Listen, Jake is an amazing player. He's an amazing player for a reason. He knows his stuff. He is absolutely, he's high ranked in teams. He's high ranked in singles. He was the former movie Warzone champ over at Multiplex. with that being said, the person who is now the multiplex Warzone champion is my partner, Jeremy Adams. And that's why I give Jeremy the edge in this match, just because he's faced him before and on a big stage and been able to pull out the victory. But it's going to be close, man. It's going to be a really close match.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. As somebody who's played Jake multiple times, we have like a little bit of a saga going on, me and him, but man, he's tough. He like it's literally, I'm gonna take a quote from Rocky IV. It's like hitting iron. It's literally like hitting a piece of metal. It's tough to break him down. But he has shown that after you hit him a bit, he can start to dent a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the same way, Jeremy, I mean, like he helped craft the game. You know, he knows, if there's anybody who knows how the game works, Jeremy does. But we've seen him stumble too. We've seen the Russian cut. Yeah. I mean, or we've pulling an 80s reference. Haha, I love it. It's like actually the same 80s movie in two separate references. I love it. But man, again, I'm pulling the daddy card on this one. I can't pick. This is going to be way too tough of a match to call. I love Jeremy. I love Jake. I can't pick. I can't pick this one. It's too tough.
And I mean, like, they're two of the towering great influences in this game. Like, Jeremy is such a nice guy. Jake is such a nice guy. And they both love movies so much. They both have different strengths, which is great for both of them. And the simple fact is that Jeremy, he didn't just write for us for almost 2 years. You know, now he's writing questions for the Schmodown. So you got to just imagine just how much information he's got locked in his brain from just writing questions. But that being said, Jake does the same thing. He writes questions for other leagues. So yeah, it's a toss up. I'm biased. I will, and anybody could say that. But I mean, if you asked Henry who he thought who would win, he would pick Jake. So I got to pick Jeremy because you know what, I believe in him.
That's your teammate,
and he's my teammate. So that's it. But this has got the potential of being one of the greatest matches that we ever had. So
I'm with you 100% on that. I think this is going to be one of the matches you're going to want to watch.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
So you guys, that is your singles tournament bracket breakdown. This is going to be a fantastic tournament, but we will come back after the first round and we will do another video like this and we'll talk about the people who are going, against each other in the semifinals. But we're not done. We still got more to talk about.
We still got way more to talk about.
We sure do. So what we have is the team tournament as well. And as I stated, the stakes are exactly the same. The winner of the teams tournament is going to get a shot at Team 80s. We are the number one contender right now from our win at the Snowball 2. And so we get to sit back and we get to wait for these brackets to finish and a winner to emerge. And I'm not even going to mince words. This is a crazy tournament. The people involved in this tournament are some of, if not the best players that have ever played this game that aren't already playing in the Schmodown. This is crazy. Jeff, who is the first matchup in the left side of the bracket?
Well, you guys want crazy? We're going to get crazy right off the bat. First match on the left side of our bracket, we have number one ranked Blockbuster Video of Nazario Montenegro and Mike Hanley going up against the 8th ranked Notorious Chaos of Matt Cuellar and Russell Howell. This is going to be they're both coming off of very interesting standpoints, I think. Blockbuster having a pretty rough title match, at the Snowball. And then you have Notorious Chaos, who have been trying to get their footing lately.
Chemistry.
Yeah, but I said we've seen their chemistry improve really, really good. Matt and Russell are definitely getting a lot better. And I think this is going to be the match they're going to really prove themselves and really show what they are capable of truly. I think now that the newness is worn off from them, I think they're going to really show us something. But Blockbuster Video, I think, is going to be out for blood. Especially after that last outing, they're going to be trying to get this one tough. Get this one so tough. I could honestly see Notorious winning this one. I could see Notorious Chaos winning this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Blockbuster wins it either. I mean, I think this is going to be another close match.
This is what I was talking about. This is one of the matches. I mean, we have the number 1 team versus the number 8 team, and we can't pick it. So it's like both of these teams are too good. Russell and Matt are 2 seasoned performers. They're 2 veteran performers, but so is Blockbuster Video. They have the highest, ranking in the teams for a reason. I mean, they're technically tied with 4 wins and 2 losses with the other guys, but both of those teams have had amazing runs, in their team lives. So, I mean, just because it's ranked that way, if I had to pick one, I would go Blockbuster Video, just because that team chemistry is always there. They always seem to know exactly what the other is thinking. But you're right. We've started to see the chemistry build between Matt and Russell. So it's a toss up to me. But if I'm going to have to pick somebody, I go with Blockbuster Video in round 1.
I mean, the statistics don't lie. I mean, Blockbuster is the better team on paper, but we've seen number 1s fall quick.
Absolutely. But hey, 1 win, 1 or the other ways for Blockbuster, and Blockbuster's 3-3, and 1 win, 1 win the other way, and the Notorious Chaos is 4-2. They swap spots with 1 swap of 1 match, so they're good. And
this explains the caliber of talent we have.
It really does.
But
so the last match in the left side of the brackets is. This one's really hard to call.
This is gonna be a weird one, I think. And
definitely,
I don't know.
Definitely, it's gonna be. So we're gonna start with number 3, and number 3. And I made an announcement at the beginning of January that this was the season that if you'd switch partners or anything like that, starting January 1st, your record wasn't going to cross over. So if Jeremy and I break up because Jeremy is a Schmodown champion, I would have to find a new partner, and our record of 5-2 would be eliminated. I would start with my new teammate at 0-0. Before that had happened, though, if a teammate had come over and got a new partner, I'd kept the record. And this is the case with Thomas Eanes and Sean Sandberg. They formed the Precision Bastards before the January 1st thing, and that is completely fair. And even though they haven't played a match, Thomas has played a lot of matches and was able to secure a pretty decent record because of that fact. So they are coming in at 4-3, and 4-3, and they're going to be facing the number 6 competitors at 3-2 of the Ranger dudes, and that's RJ Villarreal and Andrew Hayes. I'll tell you what, Jeff, I watched them in their last match, the Ranger dudes in their last match, and they're not screwing around.
No, they're not.
These 2 friends are absolutely here to win matches, and it'll be very interesting for me to see the chemistry between Sean Sandberg, who is a great guy, and Thomas Eanes, who is is an admin over at Full Metal and a question writer at Full Metal. Like they're both singly very devastating players, very, very devastating. Together, we'll see. Do they have the chemistry that Ranger dudes does? I don't know. But that's like you said, that's the quality of the tournament that we've got so far, is that it's getting so hard to pick somebody because you just don't know. Okay. Based on the fact that I haven't seen the Prestigious Bastards play, I'm going to slightly give the edge to Ranger dudes, but it could go any way. And like I said, Sean and Thomas are great players, but take nothing away from the Ranger dudes. They played hard to get here.
Yeah. Sean and Thomas on their own are some of the deadliest we've seen. They have shown to be dynamite players and are seasoned enough in the game. That doesn't always translate well into a team setting, but we don't know that. I haven't really seen them play. We haven't seen them play really at all. We're now going off of a statistic right now, and the numbers don't lie in that way. But you can't deny the chemistry Ranger dudes have been having lately. I mean, they didn't get into this tournament just because there was an extra spot to fill and we just kind of picked a name out of a hat. They got there because they've consistently grown and they've consistently gotten better. Their win over Smarty McFlies, I think, impressed a lot of people and really put them on a watch in a way.
It did.
I think this is going to be the upset of the tournament. I think Ranger dudes is going to get it. Just because of the 6th rank, I think this is going to be the upset of the tournament. Mark my words right here.
You know what? It's not a bad pick. It really isn't. I mean, like I said, Sean and Thomas individually, great players. As a team, haven't really seen them yet. Ranger dudes, you're right. Like they played a ranked team that was trying to get into the tournament as well, and beat them to get into the tournament and to get as highly ranked as they is. So I don't know. The chat seems to be split on this as well.
It seems to be. I would say a lot of people are. They have you seen Sean play? Yeah, we've seen Sean play. Sean is fantastic.
Absolutely,
I played him in Classic many moons ago. Phenomenal player.
Phenomenal.
I'll say, but again, I can't deny Ranger dude's quality though. I can't deny them that.
You can't do it. So I mean, like I said, just because I haven't seen prestigious play yet, I'm going to go with Ranger dude slightly over it for the upset. But I could definitely see that flip the other way around too.
I could flip awfully easily on this one. Very easily.
All right. So we're going to move over to the right side of the brackets. Let me talk about this first one first. Or no, let's see. How about you talk about this first one? Because I think I'm going to be talking a lot about the second one. So
I think so too. So yeah. So this first match we have on the right side of the bracket, we have the number 2 ranked, the other guys of Henry Sanchez and Jake Marangoni going up against the number 7th ranked. Wow, look at me English today. The number 7th ranked. I don't know. The number 7 ranked Smarty McFlies of Jeff Glossner and Cody Newberry. Wow, I don't. This is another one. I mean, that is going to be tough. It's going to be really tough to call.
It is going to be tough, Jeff. And you absolutely called it correctly. Like Henry has put on one of the best performances coming back, from an absence that I've ever seen. Being able to come in and do what he did in singles is great. And I know the guy absolutely studies like a workhorse. So I mean that's great. And Jake, I mean, we've ever talked about Jake. Jake is like, they're both in the singles tournament for a reason. You've got 2 of the highest ranked competitors in singles teaming up to be one of the highest ranked teams in the team tournament. These guys are no joke. But, and this is a big but, Smarty McFlies aren't as easy as everybody thinks. They think Cody is just, yelly, angry guy in the corner, and Jeff is this quiet guy that sort of sits there and answers questions. They're not. They know their stuff. They've got 3 wins in this division, all by themselves. And you know what? They did it very interestingly. What happens is one of these players plays very good while the other player sort of doesn't, may not have the best match, and they flip a little bit. One will play great one match, one will play great the other match. I have told this team that if they can find a way to put it together and both have amazing matches, there aren't too many teams that'll beat them. And because they have a sick amount of knowledge. But I got to give the edge right now to Henry and Jake. The other guys, they just seem like they are on a mission to face Jeremy and I again, but this time for the championship. So I'm going to give the slight edge to the other guys, but by no means is that a runaway victory for them.
Mm-mm. I mean, yeah, we talked about Henry and Jake already enough in the singles, bracket breakdown. Again, 2 dynamite players teaming up. I mean, we've seen what these guys have done, and they have shown to be a powerhouse of a team and have really risen through the ranks and shown to be just. If there was another well-balanced team, it's Jake and Henry right there. I mean, one knows how to play the game strategically, one knows how to play the game from a book standpoint, and that's great. But in the same breath, Smarties is one of the most improved teams we have seen in this entire league of teams. They are on a consistent trek upwards that could really make them something special. And look at Jeff Glossner in the one match. He went 8 for 8 in round 1 and then got the bonus question. Not many people have done that. He is in a very elite group, and he is a sleeper player, I think. I'll say he's been having a couple rough matches lately, and Cody had a couple rough matches, but then he's gotten bounced back. I think they are taking this more seriously, and they're finally looking at the game as we actually are contenders. We are actually a pretty good team. Let's make this more realized, But if I had to pick in this one, I think other guys has it just based on the statistics, the chemistry, and just the overall flow. I think they got it. But Smarties, though, don't count them out. If they would win in this one, don't be surprised. because they have shown consistency throughout the last couple matches. I think that the past couple, the 2 losses they had weren't by much, and I think it just came down to just fundamental errors. But
they're always in it. They're always in it. And I know from experience from watching and calling these matches that, like I said, they've got the skill. They have to block out all the noise and just play the way they can play. And if they do that, I think they're going to give the other guys a run for their money. So, but absolutely. Like I said, I give it to the other guys slightly. But yeah, it could be a fantastic match as well. Okay, so then we get to our last match of the bracket on the right-hand side, and we have the team points record holders, the Wild Stallions, Joseph Olivas, who is the current number 1 contender for the singles league, and his partner, Brian Michaels. They are the 4th ranked team, the Wild Stallions, versus number 5 ranked team, and that would be my good friend Jeff Varju and Max Vincent for the oncoming Storm. This has, yeah, I know what Jeff is thinking right now, but he is not going to underestimate him because I'm not going to let him. This has every bit of new points record on it. Jeff and Max are 2 of the best that we've seen up until just recently. They have got 3 wins and 1 loss, guys. 3 wins and 1 loss. That doesn't happen a lot. Even the top teams have 2 or 3 losses, and they are sitting at 3-1. And so are the Wild Stallions. Nobody's going to deny that the Wild Stallions aren't drop kicking people left, right, and center. But I think when Jeff and Max get into the ring, I think they both have the chemistry that they need. And I think that if they get some good categories on their side, and maybe the Wild Stallions get a little bit of bad luck on their side, this could be a fantastic match that goes right down to the wire. Jeff, I know it's hard for you to talk about this because you don't like pumping your own tire, but I'm going to get you out here to just talk about what your thoughts are about this match and what you think your actual chances are.
When it was revealed that we were going to be we got into this tournament, I was excited. And then you said who we were playing, and I went, fuck. Oh, man. I've talked enough about Wild Stallions and how I think they're one of the best on-the-book players I've seen in this entire game. Their saga with Business Casual is one of my favorites in this entire channel and this entire league. Oh, man. This is not going to be a walk in the park. I mean, I see my buddy Max is in the chat right now. Yeah, we're going to bring the rain. We're going to bring what we bring to the table. We're going to just do what we got to do. This is going to be no walk in the park for us. I mean, Stallions is a tough team, but they've proven to be vulnerable. They have shown inklings of some weakness and some spots that we can maybe slip through, but there's not a lot of wiggle room. There is not much room to work with. There's no breathability. This is going to be a fight. I mean, we've played 4 amazing matches. This is going to be the toughest match we have ever played. Hands down.
I can't disagree with you on that one, my friend. I cannot disagree with you. Listen, like I said before, I think that you and Max have every chance at winning this match. But I think it's going to be an uphill climb. If I have to pick, I give the edge slightly to Wild Stallions just because of when they are on, they don't miss. Like, they just don't miss. And the fact that you guys would have to practically pull a perfect match against them unless something drastic happens. I give it to them slightly, but I absolutely can and will say this for the record. If there's going to be an upset in this tournament, this could be the match that is the upset. And I know you guys are close in records, close in rankings, but I do consider you guys the underdogs. And that's why I would consider this an upset if you guys do it. And I think it has a very good potential doing that. But Brian and Joseph are stupid good. Like,
Caleb Boatman in the chat right now brought up a really good point. They're round 3s. They're perfect in round 3. This is if we would go perfect around 3, this is literally going to come down to like a round 1 miss that's going to cost us the points. And oh man,
yeah,
this is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough.
It's going to be tough, but I think there's an opportunity there for both teams, and especially for you guys to bounce. And personally, as one half of Team 80s, I hope that you beat them.
Wow, putting the pressure on already.
It's not just on you. Whoever they play next, I want them to beat them, and then I want somebody to beat them so I don't have to play them. But you know what?
Nobody wants to play them.
Nobody wants to play them. So you know what? That's a pretty ringing endorsement for the Wild Stallions. But that's it, guys. Those are our brackets that we have for both the singles and the teams division. It has been an absolute pleasure. Jeff and I and Jeremy and Matt and the geek guys, Cody and Robert and RJ, the movie Battleground guys, Sue Brath and Cody and
Matt
and Matt Beer, everybody that's helping over there, Full Metal Classic, thank you to Jay for taking that over. It freed me up to be able to do stuff like this and be able to get this all done.
Malcolm over at Random,
Jay Burns in Classic, and Malcolm over at Random, killing it over there like always. So happy for you guys. But you know what? The thing is, these are going to be great tournaments, and we want you guys to be involved, and that's why we came up with the bracket with the bracket tournament. It's a lot of work to do these things, but we have a lot of fun doing it. Jeff, I know we've been sitting here talking for a little bit now. What are your overall thoughts, and what do you have to say?
I think this is going to be like a really exciting couple weeks for us right now. I mean, we got so many quality players, so many quality teams that are going to come out and give you guys the shows you've been wanting. I mean, you can't get entertainment like this anywhere else
for free.
Yeah, for absolutely free. This is going to be very exciting for everybody involved. To all the players, good luck to you all. I think everybody's going to give their A game and really show why they deserve to be in this tournament. And we're going to see who truly is the best players to come out of this, because I think we got some shakeups coming up. I think we got some interesting things going on, and this will definitely be a lot of fun.
Well, you know what? I'm really glad that you said that. Jeff is literally the master of the segue. You know what? We have a couple of things planned for next season. So that means after the end of this season, after the no.
You'll find out soon enough.
I'm literally like Clark Wolf. Here's my door. Oh, what did you think I was coming? No, you're not getting anything. No, this is all for after this season. Once we've crowned a championship for both teams, a champion for both teams and singles, our season will end. We'll take probably a couple of weeks of a break, and then starting mid-May, maybe the last week of May, we're going to start the next season. And that season is going to be
fasten your seatbelts. We'll just say.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be interesting is all I'll say. And I want to thank Jeremy Adams for coming up with these two ideas. Even though I had already thought about them as well, he was the first one to voice them. And these two ideas are going to be awesome. And we're going to have a good time next season, and that'll be season 4. So it's going to be a great time. And like I said, and I try to end this all the time whenever we do videos like this. Thank you guys so much. I'm so pleased to see that there are, with 16 people watching, everybody is commenting. I love you guys so much. I love the way you guys interact with us. Comment, ask us questions, put this questions in there, message us, say, hey, I was thinking about this. And you know what? I've already had a ton of that. Some of the new players have been coming at me going, hey, what if we did this? Hey, but what if we, and they're awesome. And that's awesome. We would love to hear that from you guys. But the bottom line is we could not do what we do without you. And we're so thankful for all of the support that you guys have given us. Shout out quick to the Movie Trivia Schmodown, of which we base all this on. Christian has been a very big supporter of us. We really, really want to thank him. But thanks to all of the other people as well. The multiplex guys, confidential cinema guys, you really push us to up our game and do the best that we can. And we love your guys' content as well and try to push that as much as we can. So thank you guys so much for that. And as always, Jeff, it's coming time. Watch, have fun,
watch movies.